name is Amanda Roper, and I'm the director of the Lee-Fendall House Museum and one of the curators of our new exhibit, Hosting the President. In this exhibit, we explore 7 presidents and their connections to the Lee-Fendall House. And of course, our story begins with the first president, George Washington, who was a close friend with the original owner of the house, Philip Fendall. And we know that George and Martha Washington came to dinner here at the house many times. And when you come and visit the exhibit, you can see an example of the type of menu with the dishes that they may have eaten when they were here. You can also see some of the porcelain shards of a blue willow pattern that were excavated from the Lee-Fendall House garden. These represent an example, possibly the type of dinnerware that they were eating on when they were here. Inspired by his father's close friendship with George Washington, Philip Fendall Jr. became one of the early supporters of the building of the Washington Monument in the District of Columbia. When you visit, you can see Fendall's name listed in the George Washington Monument dedication book that was published upon the monument's completion in 1885. The next president to visit the Lee-Fendall House was John Quincy Adams, who came to visit his close friend and associate, Edmund Jennings Lee. We know about Adams' visit due to the very detailed journal entries that he kept, and we're very excited to have worked with the Massachusetts Historical Society to display a copy from his journal here in the exhibit. President Woodrow Wilson visited Alexandria in 1914 to view the George Washington birthday parade that went along Washington Street. The Downham family were among the committee to help host the parade and the president when he was here in the city. The Downhams had actually purchased the Lee-Fendall House in 1903, and the glassed-in review stand from which Wilson watched the parade was set up just outside the Lee-Fendall House on the corner of Washington and Orinoco Street. Here you can see the parade announcement, as well as the article that was written following the parade from the Alexandria Gazette. The last resident owner of the Lee-Fendall House was labor leader John L. Lewis, who spent his life working to improve the safety conditions and pay for American workers. In his capacity as president of the United Mine Workers Union, as well as founder of the CIO, Lewis had relationships with several US presidents. These relationships could be both productive, but also tense. In the exhibit, you'll learn about the falling out between John L. Lewis and President Franklin Delano Roosevelt when Lewis called for controversial coal strikes in the midst of World War II. This difficult relationship with the president would continue into the presidency of Harry Truman. Despite this, however, Lewis and Truman were able to work together to bring about important legislation in regards to labor. By the time President Lyndon B. Johnson was in office, Lewis's relationship with the president had changed. In fact, in honor of Lewis's lifetime of service to American workers, Johnson awarded Lewis with the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, in 1964. We hope you enjoyed this preview of our exhibit, and we hope you'll come and visit the museum to learn even more about the Lee-Fendall House and its presidential connections. This exhibit will be on view through May 15th and is free with regular admission. We hope to see you soon.